Born on July 6, 1946, in Melbourne, Australia, Peter Singer is a well-known philosopher that is still living to this day. Known for his work in bioethics as well as animal rights, Singer graduated from the University of Melbourne with a Bachelor of Arts and Masters in Philosophy. After his time at his home university, Singer moved to the University of Oxford, where he achieved his Bachelor of Philosophy. In 1975, Singer published his most influential book, Animal Liberation. In this book, Singer constructs an argument for animal rights and brings up animal testing and factory farms. In 1999, Singer was appointed the Decamp Professor at the Center for Human Values at Princeton University. In 2004, Singer received the Australian Humanist of the Year and was put on Time magazine's list of the world's top 100 most influential people. A random fact about Singer is that his family actually suffered from the Nazis. 3 of his grandparents were subsequently killed during the Holocaust, and his Jewish parents actually escaped a Nazi-ruled Vienna in 1938. Some of Singer's most famous works are Animal Liberation, Practical Ethics, and The Life You Can Save. I read part of his Animal Liberation book, more specifically the 5th and 6th chapter. This totaled up to 68 pages. In Chapter 5, Singer talks about the history of Western attitude towards the treatment of animals. He divides the history into 3 sections: pre-Christian thought, Christian thought, and Enlightenment. In pre-Christian thought, Singer writes that since the Bible proclaimed that God made man in his own image, man was instantly elevated to a superior position compared to all other creatures. He notes that Aristotle is the basis of Western attitude towards animals. Aristotle says, and I quote, "Plants exist for the sake of animals, and brute beasts for the sake of man-domestic animals for his use and food." In his Christian thought section, he writes of how a philosopher named Descartes taught that animals do not have immortal souls, and therefore do not have consciousness. This made it okay to experiment on animals because they believed that they experience neither pleasure nor pain. In his last section, the Enlightenment, he states that it became known that man is the same as animal. However, our attitude towards animals did not change. The interests of animals were only allowed to count when they did not clash with human interests. In Chapter 6, he brings up how society, media, and technology has impacted the way we think of animals and caused us to develop an unthinking attitude towards animal products. He notes how you never see stuffed animals that are chickens or cows, but rather lions or bears. These animals are animals that do not really impact the lives of most. He notes that we will one day realize that it is ethically wrong to ignore the interests of animals, just like how most of us have scorned racism and sexism. The topics Singer brings up are all very interesting. Personally, I never had a stuffed animal that was a chicken or cow. They were just like he said, bears, lions, tigers. Then again, if someone offered me the meat of any of those animals, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't deny it. I love meat. I have no idea how someone could become a vegetarian. Nonetheless, I wouldn't be able to get myself to kill one of these animals, unless I was in the wild and had nothing else to eat. I absolutely agree that the treatment of these animals is wrong, but I do not know any other way to provide the society with such mass amounts of food. Reading Peter Singer's work has allowed me to see a better argument for animal rights. I always find it interesting how we are influenced by what society presents to us. I never thought about his stuffed animal example, and I think that does mean something. I would recommend this philosopher to others because his material is very easy to comprehend and he talks about relevant topics.